Yo, what is going on, boys? And as you guys can see, it's a bit of a different format for this new servant that's coming out. That's because I was supposed to wake up at like 7 a.m. to react to the new servant as it came out on the JP live stream, but my alarm literally never went off. It went off like 2 hours later. I'm like, dude, what is going on? I kind of like missed out on being able to live react to it. So instead, I'm gonna kind of simulate that by like reviewing and saying if the servant is worth summoning for, but also like without having seen it myself. So we're gonna kind of like review the servant as we go through it together. So I hope this kind of makes up for it for anybody that wanted to actually watch the servant live with me. That's over on my Twitch. I stream there every weekday, and I'm gonna try to start watching a lot of the live streams live, so you guys can kind of get a live reaction to like a servant and see like how I like view them as soon as they come out. Now I did already, because the only thing I see is that they haven't posted the NP charge and everything. So I also pulled up the Atlas Academy page just for like the NP gain over here, and it did spoil to me that she is an art servant, which is good because as you guys know, I love me some art servants. Art servants are always really strong. Although her NP gain is a little bit weak, and she only has 4 hits on the NP. Although for most servants, that would be a problem, but as an art servant, this lady is going to pair very nicely with Castoria, because Castoria is absolutely broken. Although, it's assuming that, like, she actually has some, like, good effects. So let's actually, people she actually does, because Zenobia is one of those servants that I wouldn't think would farm very well, but she farms very well, but that's also because Zenobia gives herself just fat globs of NP at the end of every turn, so it makes her really good for Castoria farming. She does have herself like a pretty standard deck, I would say, for any art servant, just double arts, double quick. So I don't think we're going to be seeing like the hybrid arts and buster buff on this servant. I think she's just going to be like straight up an art servant. She is a rider, and I'm hoping she's not AoE, because we have enough AoE riders. We literally have free to play Habitrot, who you can get in the Fran Point gacha, and then you still have Da Vinci Rider, who at NP1 doesn't do as much damage as like a free NP5 Habitrot, but she does support the party a lot with, you know, giving them NP damage, charging their NP and everything, which makes her really insane. So I think we already got enough AoE riders. Let me actually just please spoil that stuff for my what is this? Increases damage. Okay, thank God she's only a single target. If she was an AoE, I was going to flip and lose my mind, bro. I was going to be like, bro, what Arts needs is like a Kentucky Rider. That's what they need. They need their own single target art servant that can actually like loop and put in work against bosses. We have all of the we have all of the AoE riders we need. We have a free to play one and a limited one. What we need is single targets. That's really good. Now already, I'm seeing a very strong skill. She's boosting her own NP by 30% and then charging the entire party by 10% while also dropping 15 stars for herself. This just seems like a very solid skill, because keep in mind, this is charging her own NP by 40% basically, because she'll get both of these because, you know, she's a part of the party. It doesn't say charges party except herself, so she's basically getting 40% and then charging everybody else by 10%, which even if you're using her with like double Castoria, because she is like a DPS servant, or even like Castoria plus Waver or Castoria plus Tamamo, all of those servants really want to get their NP. Castoria for her solemn defense, the attack buff, the debuff cleanse, Waver for draining the enemy's NP, stunning, lowering their defense so your actual DPS can do more damage. And Tamamo, I mean, we all know that Tamamo's NP is absolutely broken. It charges like the entire party's NP, reduces skill cooldown. It just absolutely is nutty. So even if you're not using her with like other DPSs, the fact that like she can charge her support's NPs, and that in particular the servants that you're going to be using to support art servants have very broken NPs, it does make this a very strong skill. And then 15 stars is really good, because as you guys know, naturally an arts card does not gen any stars, but it does seem like they seem to be kind of going for this arts crit type servant, because not only does she have double quick cards, but she also is rocking this ability to drop 15 stars for herself. And actually, what is her star generation rate? Only 9%. Okay, that's really interesting. It's kind of okay, because I'm like, well, maybe they're going for like a star genning art servant, but her star gen's quite low. So I don't know. Maybe they're trying to compensate with that with like decent hit quick cards. Do you have any passives? You do have a passive quick buff. Okay, so this does actually tell me that they might be going for this like star genning crit art servant, right? As we all know, like Estrella is pretty good because she fits into that role. It's kind of just unfortunate that she's a ruler, because if she was like any other class, I feel like she would shine a lot more because you could bring her to more fights and be, you know, quote unquote super effective against them. But she's really good. Zenobia is absolutely insane because of her ability to just bomb stars on the field and provide them every single turn. I'm hoping we see basically Zenobia 2.0 over here. Okay, oh my goodness, what is all of this? Okay, so this is, she can increase an ally's quick, arts, and buster, their crit, their NP damage, give them an HP buff, give them a dodge, and give them debuff immunity. Okay, let's break this down. It's 20% to all of those, to the Omni card buff, 20% crit and 20% NP damage, a 1k heal, 1 hit of evasion, and then 1 instance of debuff immunity that are all on a 3-turn clock that lasts on a 6-turn cooldown. This is a bit interesting because even though these are quite low, the fact that you could target it on anybody is really interesting, but it's also like these are going to multiply into each other for herself, this arts buff for the NP and this NP damage, this NP damage buff right here, because as you guys know, different buff types in FGO actually multiply into each other and are not additive. So that 20% is going to multiply into that 20%, which makes that really, really strong. And then, I mean, while this isn't the best amount of crit damage, I would like to see a little bit more. It's nice to see it at least has some, because aside from like, say like Waver or Miss Crane, like those are like the only arts quote unquote support servants that you would be using that actually give your art servant some crit damage. So usually your art servant needs to have their own natural crit buff for themselves. But this is also really good. I'm thinking because she is single target, you're going to be using her for boss killing, I'm assuming, or just light farming, but more so in the boss killing department. This is really good. This gives her an extra way to keep herself alive, and this gives her just a very good way to dodge like annoying debuffs like a stun, a charm, stuff along those lines. So this seems like a very, very strong, just generally just very, very good skill that's chocked full of very good effects. What is this? You're getting a 30% arts buff for 3 turns. You get an on-attack buff for 3 turns. Increases party's attack by 5% when attacking, and it's not limited. Oh my goodness, this already looks disgusting. Because keep in mind, so this is actually going to add into this. Ooh, okay. So if you pop the 2nd and 3rd skill, these arts buffs add into each other for a mana burst, basically, because that's 20%, that's 30%. A mana burst is 50%. She basically has a arts mana burst for 3 turns, which is already absolutely insane. That's a lot of damage. That's a huge buff to her arts NP gain. But then this is disgusting. I mean, if you're getting really good luck on like Brave Chains, or if you're going to abuse Summer BB, who literally just came out over on the JP version of the game and got a buff, if you're going to abuse her skill to lock down your cards, and you're going to just spam Brave Chains or just get very, very you know, even like 2 hits a turn, this is going to get out of turn really, really fast. I mean, because if you're getting like 2 hits a turn, that is going to be by turn 3 a 30% buff, right? Because that's 5% per hit, 10% per turn because you're hitting twice a turn. And after 3 turns, that's 30%. This is going to get out of hand really, really quickly. Dude, a Brave Chain literally gives the entire party like their normal charisma. And then if you like Brave Chain turn 1, and then you like are able to Brave Chain turn 2, which is not unheard of because, you know, you just got to find 2 cards plus the NP, right? That's 40%. And that means her NP on her 3rd turn is going to have like 40% attack, a 50% arts mana burst, plus 20% NP damage. Dude, this servant's kind of nasty, bro. This servant's kind of sick. She seems like she's going to be very, very good at like obliterating bosses. And ooh, hold on, I didn't even point this out. She got the 6-hit extra attack. Hold on a minute. Hold on a second, boys. Hold on a minute. Yeah, see, I should have already known. I saw the 6-hit extra attack. If you're a servant, you got like higher than 5 hit on the extra attack, you're probably an absolute sick, nasty, goated with the sauce type of servant, right? Like you're probably absolutely insane. Let's see if the NP is any good. Increases own damage against demonic enemies by 30% for 1 turn. Well, that's good because she literally has every single type of buff, dude. There's 4 types of damage buffs in the games. There's card buffs, which is the arts buff. There's NP damage buffs, which she already has. There's attack buffs, pretty self-explanatory. And there's special damage mods. She literally has all 4 different buff types and she gives them to herself, right? And keep in mind, this is demonic enemies. It doesn't just say like demonic servants or anything. If we like come in and look at the traits, I mean, for one, we can actually like look at the actual servants that have it, but we should also be able to see like all the like random minutia enemies that have it as well. Okay, they're not going to show me, but like you can see like down here, like we got like weird merman people. We got like this demon boar. These ghosts are pretty common. This is very common in Lost Belt 6. Black samurai I think are common. Bicorn I feel are very common. Oni kind of pop up every now and then. Yeah, they're semi. I would say they're like semi-common. I mean, yeah, this is just going to be very, very good. This is going to be really insane. Anytime like one of these big enemies pop up, you could just bring her and she'll obliterate them. She drops 8 stars. I'm assuming that's because this said like 8 benevolences. Okay, they have some like lore with the number 8, I guess. Some Bishamoten type thing going on or something. I don't know. Some lore master's probably gonna be like, that's not the right servant. But you know, bro, I'm tired. Okay, like leave me alone. And then enemies with evil alignment. This is also a hefty amount of servants. Yeah. What berserkers and casters in particular? Arjuna Altar, that's actually really good. Because Arjuna Altar is a fight that some people might still be struggling with if you're starting JP, right? This is a very good servant that'll just absolutely mop him up if you don't have like the what is it, like the chocolate fadulat or something like that. It's the anti-divine CE that you can get from the gold prism shop. If you don't have that, it's really, really good. It's a very good alternative. Morgan was somewhat of a difficult fight, right? Like she was a little bit tough. It's very good for that. I don't think there's really any like Medea or Tamama fight that I could think of. I mean, if this challenge quest ever comes back, she's gonna be good for that. I think MHX Altar also had a challenge quest. Also, keep in mind that like for these like extra class servants, she's also pretty good for these fights because like some people don't have like actual appropriate class advantage against people. Like you might not have a moon cancer to deal with, you know, a summer comma, for instance, right? Or you might not have like, I don't know, a good ruler to deal with Kiara over here, right? So she can be really good for that. What do we have down here? So like anything from Summer BB, Kiara's, Doman. Doman actually is a major boss fight because he has his own singularity. All of the beasts, that's good if you're still like going through a lot of those fights. What about this? I mean, Ku Altar's a little early in the story to be like considered a hard boss fight, but I guess if you struggle with him, he's good for that. But I think there's like a chunky Vlad fight in Trom, if I remember correctly. Like I just played through it, but I already forget, like, because it was so long. But I think there was like a beefy like Vlad fight that you have to do. So like she could be really good. Okay, like yeah, she seems like she has like a lot of like really good uses. This servant seems absolutely sick, nasty, goated with the sauce. This is definitely a servant that is worth rolling for. I like if you roll for this servant, I think she's definitely going to put in a lot of work for you. Just keep in mind, she's literally just like Arts Kentucky Rider. Bro, what is that? Is that a wolf? Dude, I thought that was a dragon at first. I was like, what the heck is that? But yeah, it looks like a wolf. Yeah, okay. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, she's got a giant black wolf for the doggo event. Yeah, this servant definitely seems very, very worth something for. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys kind of thought of this style of video. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to actually like live stream because, well, my alarm didn't go off. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this style of video. Maybe I'll do it for other special occasions where we kind of like go in live, or just let me know if like you prefer this kind of like live looking at the servant, or do you want the more I guess like more edited version of the videos. I'm fine with doing either. I like doing both styles of content. Her attack's a little low though. Actually, hold on, I'm kind of like looking at her attack. Her attack's kind of low as I'm seeing it right now. Her HP is, jeez, her HP is very high. She's thick, bro. You know, despite not being a thickie herself, she's got a very thick HP stat, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, let me know all that in the comments down below. Leave a like on the video, subscribe for daily FGO content. Also, this Saturday, I'm going to be hosting a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel tournament. I would like to see more of you guys pull up for that. So if you want to participate for that, make sure that you come to my Discord, which is in the description down below, and you sign up. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace. Late, guys.